And welcome in for part two of a playtest of a homebrew adventure I've been working on. Last week, the party of four, who was nominally kind of the caretakers or governors of a underdeveloped region on the northern border of the Kingdom of Wodemark. This is in a homebrew world, so these names won't mean anything to any of you. We're not going to go into deep detail on the playtest, but just kind of setting up a little bit of the story. The four of them have been tasked with developing this region, and things had been going reasonably well when they heard reports that there was basically a creeping cold front glacier, just some problem, a couple, maybe 100 miles northeast of their main settlement, but still within the realm of the area that they're nominally in control of. And so the four of them set out to investigate and solve the problem. When they reached the edge of the foresty jungle, they started seeing, the weather was changing. The leaves in high summer had started changing into fall foliage colors. A little beyond that, they were losing their leaves and already in winter with ice and snow covering them. Deeper in, you could tell the trees were just outright killed. The cold snap came too fast, ripped branches off, left spindly trunks of frozen husks of trees. And even closer to the mountain, there was basically ice entombed trees. It looks like they were so quickly frozen, there wasn't time even for branches to fall off. The ice is just built up and solidified in ways that were very beautiful, but suggest that the trees are probably completely dead underneath, even if they haven't lost their color yet. They saw in the distance a ominous cave halfway up a mountain that they'd had heard about from rangers and trappers back at home. This was known to be a place that always was a little unseasonably cool. Not in a bad way. It was actually a well regarded site for trappers and hunters during the summer months to take some shelter from the heat while they're off in on their areas. But something seems to have changed, and it's now a source of extreme cold weather. There is a wind blowing forth that is bringing snow, ice, and some form of life draining power as well that's not just explained by the coldness. As the party entered this region, they started off already feeling a little under the weather from it. I think, did anyone end up drained? I don't remember.
I'm drained one.
So someone ended up, so that would be Wilhelm ended up drained one from this cold wind and having been camping in it for overnight. And besides that, though, there have been no major problems. Everyone is wearing cold weather gear, which is dealing with the ongoing cold damage that would normally be happening. They made their way up the switchbacks, fought some yetis that were camped out in the mouth of this cave, and then went deeper into the cave. The path immediately branched left and right. The left branch was glowing with a beautiful purple, um, beautiful purple coloring, and the party decided that was more interesting than the unlit path, and they went into. Actually, maybe I'll move you back on that map to at least see some of the purple. I grabbed Wilhelm. Oh, I can't move Wilhelm as a player. That makes sense. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let's move Wilhelm back just to show the room. So we had an encounter in this smaller room off this crystal room here, where there were a number of Proteans, agents of chaos, that seemed like they'd been attracted to this place, but not really a cause of anything going on here. They were starting to crash and destroy all the crystals in the inner room, but had not gone into the outer room when the party came through here. This room felt like it was slightly absorbing some energy out of the wind and tempering it, making it a little bit less in some ways than it would have been otherwise. And beyond that, though, the party doesn't know what's going on here. The party is not a particularly intelligent party and didn't seem to want to know what was going on here. As they made their way the rest of the way, they found this large open cave that had a deep pit. They've not seen how deep this pit goes, And inside here was a skeletal abomination that initially looked like it was uh, almost a constructed bone golem out of horses, humans, dragons, just all kinds of remains. But over time, when fighting it, it moved and acted more like a cohesive creature. And the current hypothesis from the party is that this is some unknown creature that they've not seen before that might be native to this area here. Maybe not to this cave in particular, but to this portion of the woods. Because they did see evidence on the hike here of a hunter having been slain by an overly large arrow, and that kind of matches the physiology of this creature. In life, at least, it would have. So they fought the creature. They were successful, and that was where we left off. They know that the wind is coming from this hole now in the center here. And what are you doing?
William,
Well,
Sammy, the coaster. I think we need to go in the hole.
before we jump in any hole, I think we need to heal up. No sense in going into that down.
Yeah, everybody get over here. And while you guys figure out what our plan is, Wilhelm will start patching people up.
I can drop a grappling hook down with some rope.
I could just jump. I'd
I
probably make
mean,
it.
we don't know how deep it is.
Well, we can take a look.
Are you taking a look?
I would like to, if I can, while Wilhelm is
Here, hold this. He's gonna
bandaging
give
or
you rope and just like tie it around your waist. I keep you safe.
So, what type of vision do you have if you're taking a look?
so DaCosta does have dark vision.
Okay. So, with dark
It's
vision,
just a
you can tell that it is just about, as best as you can tell, 50-ish feet deep. You can tell that estimate because the region that is lit well with a light spell, which would be 40 feet, uh, you can tell it goes just a little bit past that to the bottom. So you're guessing it's more than 40, but less than probably 60. So 50 feels like a reasonable guess estimate.
Well, that's what rope is for. I'll take out my grappling hook, try to secure it to something with my rope tied to it, and to drop it down.
Okay. And so you did 10 minutes to healing here. Is that correct?
This is I think we would have needed 3 of them because I didn't need anything else.
So which one was for the
The
air?
last one is for the
Okay.
air. We start
It
with the
says
top. We
error is
got
now immune.
yep.
You can tell by
Yep.
the immune message.
Okay. So you're
Yep.
saying it was
Costa,
30
Sadi,
minutes of
you
healing
dare.
here?
Yes, I got everyone topped up, and then I used my vials to that replenish to get myself that last little bit because I was only a few down.
Well, in that case, I will need a saving throw, fortitude from everyone. About the, after every hour, we said there'd be a new
Mm-hmm.
exposure to the drained condition.
right.
Wait, was that supposed to be magical based?
Yes.
Uh, resist magic +1.
Okay.
If that's a crit fail, I might reroll.
Sadi is a regular fail. Error is a success. Wilhelm is a success. DaCosta is a critical success. So just Sadi would be drained 1. I was going to be mean and play test the 30 minutes instead of 1 hour timer, but since you were generous enough to do a 30-minute wait for me, I will stay with my original plan and see how things go.
Um, yeah, I guess I will start climbing down. I've got the light spell on me, so things will be glowing as I go. Um, I'm happy to make a check for that if you'd like.
So did you set? I think I heard about a grappling hook and some rope, but what have you
Yeah,
done with it?
I secured the grappling hook to something up here, and I'm dropping it like straight
Okay.
down the side,
Yeah.
basically.
I'll take an athletics check.
Okay. Is this harder than DC 10? I guess is the question,
No.
or you just want me? Okay.
I can help somebody else
I guess
down as well.
if
Please.
you can't fail it, Yeah, so you're fine.
I
The intent here was I'd written this in as a DC 18 if you were not using ropes and support, and you'd have to deal with the cold. Like if you're
Uh,
barehanded. But if you're climbing a rope
I
and not directly on the walls, it was a lower DC. So
I can actually lower someone down with error since he could just tie the rope around you and just like hold the end of his harpoon and just like lower you down.
okay.
Please, I am a little scrawny.
Come here, I'll help you down, William. Yeah,
I
I'm
will
going with the
leave my
bit that
rope
he
there
always
for the
says
way
the
back.
wrong name.
Okay. I mean, the rope is definitely whipping around a little in the wind.
All right,
He's
here.
cackling as he goes down.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
It's still enough. It's still enough.
I'm willing
And
to fall a little bit. Don't worry.
and
DaCosta has assurance in athletics for a 21.
okay, so and then how is the
Nothing.
error getting down at the end?
That out there.
He's going to kick the grappling hook down and
No, please leave the grappling hook up, Error. That's for the way
oh,
back.
I could just throw the harpoon up here and we can all climb it.
I mean, if you want to do that, but my grappling hook, my rules, big guy.
Oh, fine. He's just going to leave it then. It doesn't look like it really keep his weight, so he's going to crawl down the side of the cliff.
Okay. Do you have a climb speed or are you just doing a climb check?
Just doing a climb check.
And do
He
you
does not
have
have
any
climb.
special gloves, hand wraps on, or are you barehanded?
Um, barehanded.
Okay. So I'm
He'll
going to
just
have you
drop
take a little bit of
his
damage.
weapon down.
You're taking 46 cold damage from that.
Stubborn
Okay,
oaf.
And then
that's
you are
fine.
all in a new room on the lower level. This room is rather scoured. It looks a little smoother than all the other rooms. It does seem like maybe some grit from the wind has definitely started polishing this room just a little bit before all of the wind goes up that path you came down. And to the south of you, you do see a 10-foot wide passageway that leads on for a little while. Those of you with dark vision, let me zoom out a little bit, you see that once again the path branches in two directions, and you can see that I guess it would be the the right hand branch does look to be filled with some form of webbing.
Oh, good.
Well, that's interesting. One second here, big guy. Drink this, and Wilhelm will pull it out and feed you a healing potion for the air. There's 14 health. Okay, did somebody say webs?
Yeah.
Spiders, always spiders.
Icy
I could go
spiders.
first. Webs will stop me.
DaCosta, you do not have rapid recovery, and I think you're the only one. Is that correct?
Rapid recovery?
Sorry, this is an out of character. The thing, general feat.
I do not have that.
Okay.
So you will be immune to. You're still immune to my battle medicine. I just got to keep that in mind.
Robust health, by the way.
There's a few different ones that do it. I think I have godless healing that
Thank
gives me
you.
it.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a few.
All right. Wilhelm's going to step forward. Go. You want me to light it up? And he'll start pulling out some vials.
You might as well.
All right. He'll.
Would work. Yeah.
Yeah. He steps forward. He's got his quick alchemy in his vials. He's going to just make a quick. Which one is it? Here we got I believe it's a moderate alchemist fire. Yep. We'll create one of those with my quick vial, or my versatile vials, I should say. And is it this? Yeah, this one down here. He just hucks it into as far as he can into the webs.
Okay, I want everyone to be where they want to be when that happens. So,
Yep.
Okay. The arrow would be trying to shield Wilhelm.
Okay, so I'm going to pause things here and narrate some things that are happening. Also, a little bit about what people are seeing. What type of vision does Sadi have?
Just regular vision,
Okay.
so the light spell on them, but that's
Okay.
about it.
Yep. So Sadi,
Presumably a bright fire helps that, but yeah.
Sadi can't see too much more of what's happening on the other side of the room. But I believe Wilhelm and DaCosta, and what type of vision does the error have?
Normal.
Okay, so DaCosta and Wilhelm, you've at least seen off to the side that you're not throwing the fire at, a what looks like an opening into a larger cavern that appears partially finished at least. You do see evidence of stonework along the far wall that looks like it is a mural of some sort. You see a weird glowing iris on the wall. You do see a finished floor rather than the stone floor. The rest of you, though, who are staring at the webs as they are about, whoops, I didn't mean to move you, as the webs are about to burst into flame, you do, so you'll throw that. What square are you targeting with that? Can you ping it for me, please?
Yeah. Let me just see here. I've got a 20 yard, 20 feet here. So he would step up, I think, in between them and then huck it 40 feet. So it would be at a slight
Okay,
disadvantage.
that's fine.
So
I just need to know
from
rough
here,
locations. Yes,
yeah,
okay.
in this area.
So you throw that, and we will be rolling initiative because something is going to respond to that. Let me toggle you all in and toggle the respondents in. So go ahead and roll.
Okay, and
Why
you
does it?
see him mix all these together, and he goes, "Ha!" and just chucks it into the mix here.
Okay, one
Let's
second.
see.
What did I do wrong in my encounter building? This is not supposed to be that many. I'm going to need to change this on the fly. This is not meant to be that much XP. What did I do wrong here? That
We
should.
woke up 800 spiders.
Let's slap. Nope, not.
Well,
not
I'll take the 700 on the right. You guys take the rest.
So if I slapped weak on 3 of them, it's not changing it at all. That seems wrong to me. I'm going to run it as is, and I'll investigate this between sessions if it ends up truly being bad.
I love being the guinea pig.
Yeah, I mean that is what the play test is for. And also, what I want to do this week. So usually, I had written in that by the time you get to this portion, even though the winds are still present, the PCs would have learned to deal with them, and we're not dealing with the winds anymore. But because last week we identified some problems with the way I had the winds written, I will be running the wind again on this lower level for at least one encounter to test out a different interpretation. So down here, what we're going to be doing is on odd number rounds, the wind is blowing toward the place that you came in. So it's going against you. And it's the same. It's going to be the DC, it'd be a athletics or a fortitude or a survival I'm allowing now to move against the wind. I don't have the rules as we discussed maybe for crawling against the wind, but we have 3 skills. And on the even turns, it's going to be blowing back in. And when it's moving back in, it's a little weaker. So you could choose to just not roll anything. But if you want to, a acrobatics or a reflex save can be used to basically be blown by the wind further. And on a success, that will not trigger reactions.
Hmm.
Is that making sense?
That's interesting.
And is,
Yeah.
it, and is at least a incentive why you might want to risk, because on a crit fail you might still fall prone and have other problems, but at least as an incentive to get further than a 5-foot step but without reactions, that's the incentive there. And
Nice.
so now the whole place is going up in fire. You are going to hear one thing shriek. So roll the damage for. No, actually, I said it was 4d6 if they set the webs on fire, so I will do that as well. So 4d6 on all the creatures in there, and I will need to manually do that.
What, you accounted for us burning webs?
I did.
Is that like the first time in a Pathfinder game that's happened?
Well, I know it's written in things like the web spell are not flammable anymore, same as the grease spell. But that's not to say, these things
This is
aren't.
spider webs.
Yes.
Not magic
So up
webs.
first is going to be a creature. Don't have custom artwork. Is that the right artwork? The artwork got changed. I don't know when that happened either. Set this up this morning. Why is it different? No, this is, no, this is right. Good. This is right. Okay. So up first is, no, wait a second. Something is wrong here. I have 3 of the same creatures. I should only have, there should only be 2 identicals. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. This should be one of you. So which one is, that one is correct. That one is correct. Interesting. The token is wrong, but the creature it's linked to is correct. Let me see if I can fix that. That's not what's causing the XP problem, but okay.
No worries.
Yep. So up first, it is the one in the back, and it is going to move towards you all. It doesn't like the fire. The fire is, this one knows the fire is going to engulf this whole area over time, and staying in is going to be worse than leaving. So it's going to 1 stride, 2 strides. So it's out of the burning area of the fire now. It got out after only taking 1 round of damage. It does have 1 action left. We'll share the artwork. This is not custom artwork. This is stock Paizo art. It doesn't quite look like this. If you don't like spiders, look away. I'll let you know when it's off the screen for any of the viewers. So the artwork here is a yellow and purple, large, multi-legged spider with mandibles, as you would expect. Artwork is off the screen. So
Cute.
that is, this version would be a little different. It'd be less of that yellow, maybe more of a necrotic green, and a little bit of a shimmer of something around it. But now it is going to spit at one, or not spit, but shoot some web at one of you. The 2 of you are in front, will be the first targets. So 1 is going to be the error, 2 is going to be Sadi. It's going for the error. 36 to hit.
Yeah, that still hits me.
You are immobilized. That's all it does.
Oh,
Just get that on you.
I really wish they knew how little that meant for the error.
I mean, it's an animal.
Oh, right. Yes.
Up next is another one of them. This one, let's see, this one is also behind it. It is going to follow through the same way. Looks like it had to do 2 moves to get there. Oh, it can actually get all the way up to you, so it will do that. This one looks a little different. I don't have artwork, so I'm just going to describe it. So unlike the main one, this one is cocooned. It's wrapped in silk. Most of its limbs are missing, but are glowing greenish phantasmally. So it looks like a ghost inhabiting a mummy, a mummified or a spider-wrapped cocoon. And it has 1 action left after closing on the error, and it is going to try to bite you. It looks like a 24 will exactly hit, maybe because of the immobilized making you off guard. I'm not sure.
No, immobilized doesn't make you off guard. Do you still have clumsy on you from raging?
Well, no, I don't see any changes to the AC. I was just saying that
Okay.
might be the case. So
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Do I still have what?
Oh, never mind. You've got clumsy on you from your weapon.
Yeah. So 19 damage, 16 piercing, 3 void. And
Okay.
DaCosta, it is your turn.
Okay, well, there are ghost spiders or something. So I will start things off by trying to figure out what the heck this thing is that just bit error. They recall knowledge. Let me see if the thing. Oops, I bet that was a wrong button to hit.
That showed me something. So yes, I can take that as a roll.
Okay.
What would you be assuming this was when trying to think about it? Like what skill were you wanting to use?
Well, I saw it both as spider and ghost. So nature or religion.
Okay.
Either or. I mean, I guess nature. It is a spider. That's my first thought down here. It came out of webs. It's just a funky one.
Yeah, so you do recognize that this was some form of a cave hunting spider, uh, at least based on its shape and size and the way even the spectral limbs look. Um, you've never heard of them becoming ghosts before, so you don't know much about the undead nature of it, for instance. Uh, what would you be wanting to know
Sure.
about the base creature that this might have come from?
Are there any sorts of like? Does it have any natural spider poisons still? Any spider toxins?
You you're not sure what would happen with an undeath, but it seems likely that it may have lost any poison it may have had. You're not
All
sure
right.
about
Well,
the
that
one in
makes
back. The one in back that isn't wrapped in silk, doesn't have spectral limbs, that might still have some poisons. But this almost reminds you of a puppet of some kind up in front that maybe is purely physical damage with that smattering of void that you saw.
okay. Well, let's see if we can cut the puppet's strings then. So, if that is a successful recall knowledge, it is currently off guard to me.
I'm saying
Uh,
it's not a successful. That it was a pretty low roll, and I was giving you just the base form, but none of the real details. So that was not a success.
okay.
But it's
All
not
right.
false information either. That was just the creature itself. You've never heard of a ghost spider, so you don't know what to expect from them.
Well, look, we've all seen ghost spiders before. Can we all agree on that? Yeah, we all can. We all can. All right. Well, I'm going to stab this ghost spider. With my third action, I moved up, strode past Wilhelm for the second action, and not getting quite as much
26
damage as
against
I would
AC
like.
will hit.
All right. We'll have 11 for starters, ghost spider.
It takes all the 11. It does
All right.
look like the rapier might have had. You felt like there was different types of resistance to it. The rapier pierced the silk pretty well, but kind of rubbed up against the carapace and had a little bit of trouble there, but did find a gap to get inside. But you do think you're not sure what this means. You think slashing might deal with the silk very easily, but might not get through the carapace, and bludgeoning might be the opposite, but you're not sure what that means for weaknesses and resistances, just that it feels like different things might work differently here.
Okay. Curiosities for next round, then. All right. That's me.
Okay. Sadi.
Okay. I will start by saying, "Oh, they're just some spiders. We've got this. They're no problem." I'll try to kick off my martial aura.
Be careful, though. It is a ghost spider.
Okay. Uh, I will stride around here. Don't know if it is AOs, but I'm gonna kind of go the around route. And then I'm just gonna flurry it. I think we're gonna try to do the slashing and see how it works. Um,
That's going to hit and miss. So as a 29 was a hit, a 19 was a miss.
Dude, sorry, the bludgeoning. We'll do bludgeoning.
Okay. "17 points of bludgeoning." Not all of that got through. It does feel
Maybe I'll
like
try the piercing next time.
the silk outside
Piercing
is
seems to work
absorbing some of
better.
it.
Yeah, and that was my full all 3.
Okay. Up next is more of them. I'm going to say they are far enough back in initiative. They're going to take a little bit more damage from the fire going on. Not as much as the initial blast, but there's still enough. So I'm going to do the other 2. I'll let you know there's 2 right now, just so I can apply it equally. There we go. Okay, and also, there is a thick smoke starting to fill the room here that is very bad smelling. And you might need to take precautions or have some sickness saves coming up. But now this one is going to come moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 15, 20, 25. It's going to have to triple move, and it is going to be up on the wall here. So it's 5 feet up on the wall in order to kind of fit through this space properly. It has a climb speed, so it's hanging out there, but it was 3 actions just to get there. So there's another one of these silk-wrapped ones with ethereal limbs. And then the last thing to emerge, a little bit slower. It seems like it can't move through the webs as well as the spiders have, is a silk-wrapped, I'll share its mummy art here. Again, it's not quite right. I'll need to get custom art at some point. But it is a half suit of plate armor, also wrapped in silk, with the ethereal limbs and head glowing out of it. It is holding a sword. Yes, it's holding a sword as well. Long sword in the ghostly hand. That was its 3 actions. Wilhelm.
Okay. Seeing the whole group of them come down the hall, he's like, "Huh, yeah, it doesn't seem like they like the fire." And so he'll pull some more ingredients together. He'll craft another quick alchemist fire as his first action. Then his second action, he will huck it at the one that he just saw crawl up on the ceiling above Sadie here. Just make sure we got one in our inventory for this, and then we throw it away. Ooh, we get the +1 from the inspiring stance. 24 to hit.
24 will hit the one up on the wall.
Okay, so this is okay. We're gonna do 9 points, 2 splash to the other spiders also,
And to
and
Sadie as
then the
well,
persistent.
right?
Yep, and
Yep.
Sadie as well.
Let me unclick Sadie because I was going to do that myself. Okay, they both took some extra. All of them took extra, and that one is on fire.
Okay, and then let's see here. Last action. I think he will just craft one more. So he's got one in his inventory.
Okay.
And that'll use up my flasks, and that'll be all 3 actions.
The error.
He's ducked down behind Acosta.
So to break out of immobilize, what do I need to do?
Acrobatics, athletics, or an unarmed are the usual ways.
Athletics, I guess.
Okay.
So with a mighty roar, he tries to break out of the webbing. I not taking a 1 thing.
Reinforced steel
1 to a
webbing.
19. You are no longer immobilized. You definitely get out of that no problem.
That's one thing. I don't really see a good spot for it, but I guess here. And then do I have to do an action every turn that hurts someone to maintain rage?
No.
Okay. Then giant stance.
As long as you are able to perceive enemies, you can keep your rage going. So if all the enemies were invisible and undetected, so not just hidden, if you actually thought all the enemies had left, that's when it might be hard to maintain rage. But as
Okay.
long as you still think there's enemies around, and you're not gamifying it to say you always think there's enemies, it's not going to be a gotcha moment.
No, I won't be able to do that unless I had insanity.
So up next is the one in back that it was a little different than all the rest. And let's see. I think it's going to have to climb on the walls to get to anyone interesting. 5.
Sorry, is there one that?
Hmm?
Oh, never mind. I see.
Yeah.
I had the wrong one. Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Up on the wall there.
I'll take my reaction to stab it as it goes by,
Okay.
assuming it's close enough to me.
Do you have... Yes, I would say you could take a reaction to that. Yes.
Never mind.
Okay. That will miss. So one action to get there, and I think it recognizes that Wilhelm. This one seems to have some intelligence behind it. So it's recognizing that Wilhelm is using fire, and it's going to target Wilhelm with a bite.
Doesn't have to.
A 38
Oh.
is going to crit Wilhelm.
Yeah, well.
Whoops, that's not right. Don't take that damage. What?
Oh,
What?
I hope that's not right.
No, that is not
Instant
right.
Character.
That what did I do this? What did
I know it's a play test, but I know your math's a little tighter than this.
Yes. I think
I'd
this.
have thought you were really interesting.
Let's
I'm so
try.
interesting.
I don't think this is. I think this is actually low, but it's what I'm going to put on in the moment, and I'll fix it for real later. Oh, I didn't double that, so double the 17.
Hey,
And
still half my health.
okay, and I will need a fort save, as you might imagine.
Not the worst, not the worst. Let's see here. Is the inspiring marshal give me something? Or is that only fear?
mental.
Mental, yeah. That's what I figured. Okay. Let's do a fort save.
18.
Not great. Let's re-roll that.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll hold it.
Okay.
Probably better to hold it for now.
That is a fail. So you will have stage 1 poison. I'm going to write that in chat here, and we'll deal with it. As you know, I go back and forth on how I like to run afflictions. I'm going to have afflictions tick on your turn. So on your turn, you will take the stage 1 poison. You'll become the stage 1 effects, and you'll have your save.
Okay.
I don't like double dipping on the poisons, and I think it's easier to track in your initiative than on the spiders, which is, I think, more the raw version would be on the spiders. And then it has one more action, and I guess it's going to try to also bite DaCosta now.
Oh, I will nimble dodge after seeing it deal out 168 points of damage.
You didn't know Wilhelm was such a tank.
31 against AC is still going to hit, it looks like.
Yep.
For 23 points of damage, and you will need to give me a fortitude save.
Oh, I hit the damage button. Did I not?
It might have been scrolling because I might have just hit the other button, so you might
There
have
we
missed.
go.
Yeah.
Quick, injure me. All right, and fortitude save. Hang on 1 second. I sense a hero point on the horizon.
Yes, I was assuming a hero point on a natural 1. Natural 18 for a 27. You are not poisoned.
Oh, good.
And that was its whole turn. Up next is the first one that closed up on everyone. And it seems to... It's going to pick randomly between DaCosta and Sadie. 1 is DaCosta, 2 is Sadie. Sadie it is. starts off by biting at you. And a 26 against AC. Looks like that hits you on the nose.
On the nose.
It bites you on the nose. For 23 points of damage, a mix of piercing and void. And it then starts slashing at you with its spectral legs. Second attack. 23, which will miss. And a third attack, which will also miss. 14 against AC there. DaCosta.
All right, we're quickly being outnumbered here, so I'm going to I'm going to focus fire. I'm going to stay on the one that first came up, the one that just attacked Sadi, sort of to my southwest there. And we know that they don't like fire, so let me see if I can light this one up a little bit with an ignition. Come here, spider. Let me teach you a little something.
20
Oh,
against
no.
AC will be a miss.
All right, well, I'll teach you next round. I will. After that, I think I am going to. I'm going to slide back over here next to kind of opposite side of Wilhelm. It'll still keep me next to the one that's on the wall, and I think it gives Error a little bit more room to get in and do his thing. That's my 3.
Sadi is up next.
Okay, well, we are focus firing, so Sati will try to go after the one in front of them. I think they're gonna try to intimidate to see if it works. I have no idea.
You think that would have been effective if they could have been affected by it.
Okay, well, don't try anything like that on them. Second action will be flurry.
What was the flavor of your intimidate, by the way? And that's going to hit.
Uh, I mean, I flex, so I probably do an impressive like weapons display.
Okay. Uh, you might have noticed that the one on the wall up by Wilhelm, it seems to at least have noticed it. So you think it may be possible to do mental things too, versus the ones that are wrapped in silk and undead looking appear to be more mindless.
How
But
does one change a versatile weapons damage? Oh, I see. Never mind. I
that
found
is
it.
a 29 against AC, so that was a hit. That was strike 1 of the flurry.
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing the right type of damage as I'm hitting. So going on to the second strike here.
Okay. That did the expected amount of damage there. And the second strike of a 26 against AC will be another hit. For 15
And
more
my
damage.
last action is going to be to move a little bit back here.
Okay. The silk has worn off of that creature, and you now see a mainly a blackened carapace that's dented and cracked in places,
Okay.
and leaking
I'll,
out
I'll
that more ghostly light.
Okay. Well, finish that one, and that's my turn.
Okay. And at this point, I'm going to have everyone give me a fortitude save. Everyone has had one turn since I mentioned the bad smoke, and no one's done anything. So, Sadi is fine. Wilhelm would fail. DaCosta would fail. And the error is fine. So, Wilhelm and DaCosta are both sickened 1. I'll let you apply those yourselves. I will deal with the spider coming up. We have a spider on the wall here who can hit the error from where they are. Might have to move on the wall a little bit. On the wall, these two can overlap the way they are. They're both kind of clinging to walls, so I'm okay with that. So it's going to step forward, and it is going to target the error first with a Fang attack of a 29 against AC, which does 23 points of damage, a mix of piercing and void, and it then lashes out with one of its ghostly legs for the second attack. For a 29 against AC for a second hit.
Does that count as magical?
Yes.
All right.
And this does
Maybe that's-
17 points of damage. Oh, no, that's a saving
Oh,
throw.
that's
Sorry,
saving
saving
throw.
throw only.
Okay.
Yep. So it's 17 points
Gotcha.
of damage. This time that is spirit and void damage rather than the piercing and void. Don't think it makes any difference to, I think, any of you, but just in case it did, I'm calling it out. And that was its 3 actions. The mummified knight, oh, and it's also now taking its persistent fire damage. And is it still on fire? It is still on fire. The knight in back keeps moving forward. It's going to move through its ally. That was 2 moves to get there. Difficult terrain from the webbing for it. And then it is going to attack the error with his sword. With a natural 20.
Wilhelm hit the middle
Wow.
one. Can he deal
For
with the healing if you deal with the
44
fire?
points of slashing damage and a tiny bit of spirit damage.
Pop.
Wilhelm.
Oh, I'm not feeling so good.
Okay. Sickened is really not good for me because we cannot ingest potions when we are sickened. But he does have one fire still in his hand that he crafted last round. There's no, I don't take any negatives if I throw something. It's only if they had a reactive strike, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so he's just going to lob behind him as he turns to start running. He's going to lob his alchemist fire at the center spider here.
That is a critical hit on
34.
that one.
I'm using the effect of my alchemist goggles to bump my splash up by 1. So that's going to be 15 fire damage. Doesn't look like it was doubled. And then the 3 splash to every enemy.
Yep.
And then he turns and starts going 25 feet this way because the wind's blowing this way, correct?
Yes. Well, it's
On turn
alternating
2?
rounds. So on round 2, it is blowing back toward the room. So you're moving against the wind if you're doing that.
Okay. So I can't move away
Maybe
from this
Wretch.
creature then.
Yeah.
All I can do is move 1 to the right and get out of its melee, so it has to use an action, and then Wretch.
Okay.
And the Wretch is Fortitude?
The Wretch is Fortitude save.
Okay.
You are still sickened. You then take your poison damage at the end of the turn.
Yep. I was going to give myself an antidote, but I can't drink them.
And you begin feeling a little clumsy. And give me another save. Another fort save. Against the poison progressing.
27.
You get rid of the poison. So you get rid of the clumsy then.
Gotcha.
Never mind. There we go. Okay. The error.
And that'll be all 3.
So the error is going to lock onto this spider right next to him and be like, "You die." And just going to attack it with the harpoon.
That's a hit. 26 against AC.
And here's the damage. Wow, it's a low roll. Piercing, if that matters.
Mhm. Did the expected amount. You still have 2 actions left.
And he's going to throw again because it's got returning.
26 against
Oh,
AC is another hit.
that's at a -5,
Oh,
right?
then that's going to miss on a map attack. Yes. 21 will miss.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, despite everything, he could throw again, but he really needs to stay up. So, um, consumable. Do I have to pull it out to use it?
Yes.
So that'd be 2 actions to use it. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I didn't save that properly. Oh well. I guess I'm going to retrieve my healing potion and hold it in my hand and be like, oh no.
Okay. The mummy spider is up next, or the not mummy spider, the one that doesn't have any silk on it. It looks like it has a DaCosta right there. So it's going to try to bite you, DaCosta.
I disagree with its tactics.
It will crit you
Ow! I severely disagree.
for 40 points of damage. And we will need a save from you.
Ah, that was a good one.
And you are now poison stage 1, which we will apply on your turn when it's had a chance to run its course a little. It has 2 actions left, and it's going to move off the wall and try to bite Sati. With a 29 against AC is another hit for 14 points of damage, and I need a fort save from you.
Oh, that's a lot of fort saves.
And you are poison stage 1. DaCosta, it's your turn. You are sickened 1.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to try to deal with some of the situation here. This one that just bit the crap out of me. I am going to just stab it once. Normally, no time to think much about this. I'm trying to deal with both it and the smoke everywhere, but a natural one's not going to help my cause at all. With my other 2 actions, this is a 5-foot burst around me, so it's going to hit the spider and not anyone else. I don't know if this is going to also deal with the smoke, but it is a gale blast that launches everything out in a 5-foot emanation around me.
Okay. Okay.
So
I'll have it make its
is a
save.
fortitude. Right.
It's going to fail.
Okay, well, it can have this 20 points of damage. It is shoved back 5 feet on a failure.
I don't think it has anywhere it can go. I'm going to say it makes it prone
Yeah,
instead. Are you okay with that?
sure.
Okay.
Do that. And that is, I don't know if that did anything with the smoke and the winds blowing back and
I
forth.
will let that clear sickened for you. Everyone within that 5-foot burst for this turn. By next turn, it might return again. You might have to save against it, but you got clean air for this
Okay.
turn.
Well, I didn't want to do that around people just because of the damage it does, but all right, there's that. That is all 3 of my actions because I tried to stab it and then Gale
Sati.
Blast.
Okay, if it's flat-footed, I'm going to start with the flurry on it. This looks like similar to the one we just killed, or did they look different?
This one looks still alive. This one is not wrapped in silk. This one is not ethereal in any way.
Okay,
And this one's been poisoning people. The other ones have not.
Okay, fair. Let's get rid of this. Hopefully, possibly.
That is a 29 against AC, which will hit for 18 damage. Not all of that got through on this one.
I will still do the same type of damage since they stack, and yeah.
Okay, roll the damage. I will add on the extra that it would take off.
Fine.
There we go. 24 points got through this time. You have 2 actions left.
Yeah, okay. So how are we doing this? You're near death. That's not looking good. All these things are going. Oh god.
And I'm treat wounds immune, which is great.
You're what?
Treat wounds immune right now.
You treat wounds. Oh yes, but you're not battle medicine immune. That's
You
completely
wouldn't be
different.
treat wounds immune. I have continual recovery.
Oh,
I
okay.
will be striding. We'll see if this mummy has reactions. So I'm trying to clear out of the smoke a little bit by going over here, basically, if that's possible.
I mean-
And this is no. Wait a minute.
This is round 3, so that would be moving against
So
the wind
that's
now.
going to be. You know what? Instead, I'm not going to risk trying to get to you. I'm going to step back over here. I'll heal you next round, but I want to get in the clear area.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep, so that will let you get rid of sickened if you had it, which you don't. But you don't need to make a new save because you're in an area of clear. But you do take some poison damage right at the moment because you were poisoned. So here's your poison damage, here's your clumsy 1, and I need a new fort save. And you also get rid of the poison. So I guess I get to get rid of the clumsy on you. Or you can get rid of the clumsy yourself. And up next is the one still alive down by the error. And it is burning. It doesn't like that, but it's mindless. It's going to keep going for the error. It doesn't know any better. 30 against AC is a hit. I suspect this is going to drop the error.
Yes, it does.
For 21 points of damage. So the error's initiative now goes above that. And the error is now dying 1, right? Yes,
Yeah.
0 HP.
Which means I lose a lot of things, to be honest. Unless I can keep rage in my conscious state.
I think you would lose the rage, and that might also make you become small or medium.
Yes.
Yep. Vroom. It is then going to climb over onto this wall and will bite at Wilhelm. Or no, leg strike at Wilhelm. That will hit. 28 against AC for 12 damage, mostly spirit, a little void. The Mummy Knight,
To take its fire damage?
Oh, yes, let me do that. It took 7 points, and it does not recover. The Mummy Knight can't get through. Did I give it acrobatics? I did. It's not its great skill. It's going to have to try tumbling through out of the 3 of you. I think it's going to pick Sadie. It's going straight down the middle. It doesn't have any reason to be any smarter or worse than that. So how does a 33 do against...
Yes.
Yeah. So it got to there. That was a full stride action for it. And it will then go for Sadie, who it has flanked. Again, it doesn't really care about that. A 20 against AC is a miss, and it then tries to punch you with its Spectral Fist for its third action. And natural 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's critical.
Yeah. For 36 points of damage. Again, a mix of spirit and void.
I am unconscious.
You are unconscious. Okay, so this fight might be overtuned. That's fine. That is why it's a playtest.
Yeah, all the fortitude saves together probably really do it for this fight. Because there's poison, there's a bunch of fortitude saves, there's the wind, we're drained.
We'll debrief it more later, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, there we go. Wilhelm.
Okay, well, all we can do is try to put someone back up who can help here. He's going to do a battle medicine on Sadi here. Let's see what we can do. You know what? Let's just go for it. We'll use the higher one because if you don't get enough health, it's not going to help.
So you're going for a DC
Okay,
20 and you got it.
Yep. Yeah. 25 healing there. I can't move up I can't move down. You know what? That's unfortunate that the air is there and almost dead. But I don't have a choice here. He quick alchemies a alchemist fire and just throws it into the face of the one that's on the ground here
Okay.
and just smashes it to try to to do something to them.
Sure. So that's going to do
It's the
splash damage
last.
to basically the whole party, but it's what you have to do.
Yeah, I can't get anywhere. I can't feed myself potions.
Okay.
If we don't take one thing down, we're guaranteed dead next turn. So he will create one of those and throw it at the ground, and that will be a +15 on this. Oh, 14 because it's sickened.
That
Hey, we rolled a
is
17.
a 31 against AC, which is a hit. So that much damage to it. And I will apply the damage to enemies. And the error jumps to dying 2.
Yep.
Everyone else took 2 points, yourself included.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
that was your whole
Which
turn,
one
right?
did you? Which one did you strike at,
This
Wilhelm?
one.
That one. Okay, so I did take. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's his reasoning is it seems to be the smart one. If they're both on fire, maybe Sadi can do something if it stands up and it's almost dead.
Yeah.
That's his whole turn.
So it is going to stand up
Oh wait,
on
wait.
its.
Hang on one second.
I
Sorry,
think I think you might have a fire resistance, right?
Yeah.
So it
I
stands
should
up.
probably hit it when it stands up. Should I hit it when it stands? I'm not going to have anything
You
better
should
to do.
try.
Sure. I can only punch at it, but yeah. Okay, sorry. Getting things right because I drop weapons.
.27 against AC is a hit.
Oh, that's not the correct damage.
Okay. What should it be?
It's not giving me the 1d6 for my fist. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Didn't you get hand wraps also?
I don't have the 8. Well,
Okay.
Oof.
It is going. So it stood up. It is going to bite at Wilhelm.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, that's a 19 on the die.
Ow.
So
yeah. Okay.
And then
Hey.
it. Oops. Wait, I applied it to itself. Whoops. Nope. It didn't kill itself
Got
with
rid
that
of
bite.
it. Yay.
He's still up. Let's go.
And then is Wilhelm still up?
He's got 2 health.
Okay. Wilhelm
He's a
also needs to give
beast.
me a fortitude save.
Oh no.
No, Wilhelm. You got a hero
Yes.
point or no? Probably not.
You are
I
poisoned.
got one, but
then the spider is retreating. And it is DaCosta's
try to run.
turn.
You're on fire.
Yes, he's on fire. That's maybe why he was retreating. Why did it say he takes no damage? Why did it say he takes no damage? Foundry, go home, you're drunk. It has a weakness to fire. That's the opposite of no damage. Let me do it this way. That actually kills it.
Yay, you got rid of it. Good job.
he's just
Alright.
barely
It's
alive,
fine.
bleeding horribly.
I mean, there's still
Venom
there's
gushing
still
out of
two
his
creatures
wounds.
alive, and it is DaCosta's turn.
Right. All right. Well, okay. Well,
Good. Take
One of
the
these-
flag. We got this.
one of these days it's going to work. Well, I'm gonna see if I can deal with the spider that is remaining. That is also close to dead. So, right from here, let's see. I want to try other things, but we know what works. So we'll just do it. The 2 action at range. Try to light it up over there. with an ignition. I'm certain this is going to work one of these days.
22 misses by 1.
Sorry, my aura's down because, well, I got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you have
Okay.
one action left.
Well, with one action left, I am going to. I'm going to try and put this. Yeah, may as well try to see if I can waste this time. I'm going to try to trip this webbed up knight mummy creature.
Okay.
Just do a trip here. Let's see. Handy dandy. Why is my trip down so much? Good lord. All right, 31 against this fella's.
That will trip him.
All right.
It's not a critical trip, so it doesn't do any damage to him, but it does trip him.
Puts him on the ground at least. Okay. That's
And
my
that's
3.
your turn. The error. To answer your question, no, you did not. The healing potions do not break when you fall unconscious and they're in your hand.
Oh, okay, good.
But it is your turn. You are still dying. We just need a recovery check. This is you're back to dying 1, not dying 2 at least. So you're making some progress toward getting better. And it is the ghost mummy spider that is burning. That is probably, this one's mindless. It's not going to try to escape. So I think, and it does, it does not have life. Does it have life sense? Did I give him that? I did give him life sense. So it does know the error is still alive. I think it's going to roll a d3 for the people next to it. 1 is Sadie going clockwise. Going for Wilhelm.
Sorry.
He'll never die.
He's going to be hit right now.
he's down.
20 points of damage, mix of piercing and void. Wilhelm's
he's
initiative moves to right before them.
That applied.
I'm trying to think. How would I actually run a life sense thing? I'm going to have him attack you again. He's picked a target. It's still living. It doesn't care about unconscious versus not. You're still alive. It crits you. You get a dying 3.
Mhm.
Oh, my
Oh, you know what?
gosh.
Actually, before we get too far ahead, I actually have this.
Okay. You are
Now,
reduced to 0
I
hit
don't think
points.
this actually does anything here. Let me see. But cause you to become dying 2. Oh, it's just if it would cause me to become dying 2. Oh, does it require me to be full up before it goes down, though?
Let's see. You're reduced to 0 hit points by damage, but not immediately killed.
So that would be the last hit that you took would have done that.
And you only
could've used
triggers on a
it.
crit then. Okay, so then it doesn't apply right here. But either
No,
way,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It triggers on a regular hit. You just would have to have used it when you start dying, and then
No, you'd have
you get that second clause, right?
Um.
In addition, for 10 minutes, you die
Oh,
with
yes.
dying 5.
So you could use it on the initial
Okay.
hit to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're.
So that would actually make him, no matter what happens, he can't die this turn if he spends his hero point.
That is
no.
true.
If you get crit twice, I think you. Oh, if you spend your hero point.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So he spends his hero point to stabilize. But that's really still not great because I'm
No, I
poisoned.
mean, are you spending
Wait
it?
till he takes his last.
Wait till he takes the third attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops, I put the wrong effect on you.
I mean, we'll see. I don't have faith.
Okay, so you're at dying 3.
Or don't have it swing at one of us.
It's
Come
taking
on.
the third swing. It does hit you, so that would push you to dying 4. But because you used the coin, I think that means you're still not dead.
Yes.
Okay. That was its whole turn. Sadie. And now it burns.
Well, look, this is fine. It didn't die. Ah.
And it stopped burning. You
Okay.
burned off all of the silk. There's just a charred
Let
carapace
us-
remaining.
Oh, I have that. Okay. Here's what we're doing. Which way the wind's going?
This is an even round, so the winds are coming into the room. Away, they're going deeper into the complex that you haven't explored.
You can move south.
Yeah. I will stand up. I will battle medicine the unconscious healer, because that seems like a good idea.
Nice max
I have a
roll.
lot of hit points back, yeah.
And I get more because of my godless healer.
And I got one action left. I want that spider dead, and I don't have anything but fists right now. That's the problem here. Oh, God. The spider just went, though, and I know that. And I think healing somebody else is probably a better idea, and that somebody else might be me. Yeah, I think that somebody else is me. I'll battle medicine myself.
Okay. What is the flavor of your battle medicine?
Just binding wounds, probably with like scraps of fabric that I find around, just despite, things that
Okay.
might be standing in front of us right now.
That works. And up next will be the Mummy Knight. And I think, again, with life sense, he's going to go for you now, being the most alive here, the biggest antagonist to what he is. He's going to stand up first.
I'm not going to be able to do anything else with my reaction. I might as well punch him. That was not a very good punch.
Nope, that was not. He is going to swing his sword at you. High roll. Just a hit,
Thank you
though.
for not criticaling me.
Yep, just a hit with a 35 against AC for 21 points of damage. And he then
About
punches
half
at
my
you
life.
with his fist as well. And the fist is a 23 against AC and will miss. Top of round 5, the wind is blowing back out of the complex. DaCosta, it is your turn.
So now moving south is difficult.
Yes. It feels like, even though
You
the
can
wind is
ignition him,
changing, it's never in your favor.
So, yeah.
Every turn it comes
You
up, I
could
wanted
move
to go the
north.
other way.
You could move
Yeah.
north into a flank with the mummy and do ignition on the mummy, which, I don't know. It's something.
The thing that is close to death that will
Yeah,
things a little simpler.
good point. Fair point.
Yeah. One of these days it has to work. So I will keep cursing at this weird spider. I'll continuously tell it to burn. I'll make my roll and I'll continually miss. Good.
One action left.
Or, yeah,
Dice have a story they want to tell today.
that's not ours, that's for sure.
How the brave spiders beat the dreaded heroes.
Well, I did say when I programmed this in this morning, it looked moderate, and it's reporting extreme now. I don't know what changed.
Yeah,
So
something
again, I'm
feels
not going
weird
to
here.
debug it
Yeah.
right now. We will, as I mentioned for the playtest, if things go astray, we will roll back to a state, skip the encounter, move on to the rest of the adventure. That's how I want to run the playtest anyways. So
I will attempt to take a stab. I don't know. He has been injured. I can't remember how easy it was to hurt the mummy knight thing, but let's see if we can actually just run him through with a rapier real quick and get some
you critically hit him.
information.
Natural 20
Well,
for a
I'll take
31.
a critical. I'll take a critical piece of information. How do you feel about 28 points of damage?
He takes all of that, and he looks pretty
Right.
beat up. Once again, that seems to have ripped most of the silk cocoon off of him, and all you see left is now this breastplate hovering in the air, being worn by what looks like a ghost of some kind.
Huh. Well, that was all 3 of my actions. I'll have
Okay.
to deliberate later.
Yep. The error, give me your death save. Just a flat check. You are back to dying too. Wilhelm, you are currently
Okay,
conscious.
he sees his friend fighting for his life down there and just goes, I know you can take this.
Wilhelm's not
He
unconscious.
quick mixes another. No, he's not talking about you. He's talking about the air because
Oh,
he
yeah.
feels bad about firebombing them over and over.
Oh.
But he can't rely on any other weapon right now. So he's down to 1 vial, extra 1, and he creates another alchemist fire. Stands up with his 3rd, and then hucks it at the spider to try to get rid of it.
Okay.
Let me get my prone out of here.
So as long as you don't critically miss, the error is going to dying 3.
Don't say that.
I don't know. The flip side is if you critically miss, the error goes to dying. So that is a miss. So it's just doing splash damage to
2 fire damage. Come on.
it. So let me just.
Here, sorry, here, let me give you the damage.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Just so you can.
So it takes the splash, and that kills it. The error goes to dying 3, and Sadi and Wilhelm both take 2.
Yep, and that's all my my turn.
Sadi.
Okay. Winds are going which direction?
Round 5, winds are going out of the complex,
South.
blowing to the north.
Would you stop, Winds? You're the worst. I will draw because what assassin doesn't have a backup weapon? And flurry. Oh, I can't. That's fine. I'm gonna have to do next turn on you. I think maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna flurry. Where are
You could
we?
go for a flank here.
Yeah, I guess I could, and then I'm healing next time. Sure, I'll move into a flank. And then try flurrying on this.
That will crit. 35 against flat-footed AC. For 34 points of damage, which will destroy it.
Okay, well, my second one will stab it more just out of spite.
Yeah.
And
I
that
don't
was
think
all
it
my
should take the
actions.
bleed, but I don't think that's
Oh,
what,
you know what? It's fine.
But that wasn't needed for what killed it.
Yeah,
okay, so that was your 3.
Costa, can you help?
Can anyone help the error out, and we can leave initiative to
I
Just
Costa.
can.
The wind's going the
provided
right way. Wind's going
the
the right
wind is
way.
actually
The wind is
So if I
going
go
into
this
the
way-
room. Yep. And there's a healing
Oh.
potion right by the error's side as well.
It's literally
Yeah,
right there.
They did pull one.
Oh, where is it? Let's see. I'll fumble around my pockets for a moment. It's here somewhere. Adjust my glasses. No. Yeah, I'll pick up the potion, whatever it was, and pop the cork and feed it to the unconscious error.
This whole time I was sitting next to something that would have got him up. I couldn't
The
do
winds just
anything
kept,
about it.
and yeah. We were in a weird state where not dealing with the threat was also an issue, so.
Okay, but we can leave initiative. No one is poisoned, no one is on fire, no one is dying. In the interest of keeping the play test moving, what I want to do, we will leave the wounded condition on the error in Wilhelm, and we will otherwise heal everyone up to full, and we'll just keep going. I don't want to take time to figure out how much healing you actually do.
That would be an inevitable thing anyway. So
yeah, I'm going to say it's less than another hour though, so we're not going to trigger another drained roll. So, because I think the fight was overtuned, I will need to address it, but we'll move on for now.
Now heal error with battle medicine, but nobody else, because everybody else I healed in that fight, and DaCosta is just immune for the day. Gotcha.
how much time do you think would pass, Eric? Just
let's call it 30.
Because
30. Let's call it 30 for now.
Because it's just for my flask.
Actually, maybe. Sorry, well, I'll call it 20. I don't want this to be that brutal of a fight. It's meant to be an interesting fight, but not a brutal fight. If you did want to loot, there was some stuff on the knight corpse, or if you're just going to ignore that.
No, we are looting.
Looks like heavy armor.
We worked for this.
Oh yeah, the armor that was underneath all the stuff.
The armor and the sword that he was wielding. So there is a magic longsword and a magic half plate. Does anyone have quick identify? Or if not, we still had a 20-minute window there. Someone could have been identifying. So I will send them to chat to. Um, that's the
Yeah, I
sword.
don't have quick identify, but I can certainly give it a shot.
I guess that looks like they're both the same DC, so that makes it easy.
Yeah, there is a long sword.
That's a critical success on the longsword, so you will definitely know what the longsword is.
Right? And that's the half plate.
And the half plate you think is cursed, and that's what's causing this problem here. But the longsword you think is a +1 striking astral silver longsword.
Well,
Well, this is a good one.
It is
So
very
did you see me?
it is
Wrong
very
button. Sorry,
ornate.
fine. Still 11. I don't know
Yeah.
what the other thing is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's cursed. We don't want it. We just want the longsword.
Did you see me take out all those spiders? Clearly, he was dreaming.
Did you want to use this longsword maybe when they're standing next to you? It might work better.
Where's it at?
On
It's in the
the
Right
corpse of the
here.
mummy.
mummy corpse, the
Yeah, it's on
northernmost
the.
one. And Wilhelm, so Sadi and DaCosta both think it is cursed armor. Wilhelm doesn't know what it is, but doesn't think it's cursed.
it's not cursed. Look at this thing.
Oh, well, you're probably wrong. Because trident's
You
one-handed.
disagree?
You could wield them in both hands, right? You could have trident longsword.
That's
Yeah.
a Harpoon's harpoon.
Anything
He
And
else?
goes looking in this burned out area.
Sure.
He goes, anything else in here?
We will go through that quickly, just in the interest of time. So feel free to move yourself through. There's no other threats in there. There is some more loot further back, right about where you are, right here. There is some remains. You see some pure bones and a staff with a couple of potions.
Oh, he'll grab those and then bring them back towards the party.
I wasn't making those mystified, so you can just know what those are.
Yep, I'll just send it into chat just so everyone
Yep.
sees them, but I'll just throw them in my inventory for now.
And it does look a little unusual that these were not animated into creatures. You're not quite sure what the difference was between this looked like maybe two humanoid corpses, and they weren't animated. You do see other cocoons throughout the place. Most of them look drained. They don't look occupied. And
How do I get
I
my
just-
token? Sorry, I never remember this.
how do you get what?
My token's
Z.
under something. What's the? Is it Z?
Z should switch token ordering, and I can move spiders out of the way if that's the problem as well.
So I guess we're headed to the southeast.
Please.
What was
You're
that?
at full.
Yeah, I said everyone heals to full. We're just doing that without spending time on it. 20 minutes were passing. Blah blah blah. Fight was different. You don't take as much damage. Somehow it all works out. But you are still wounded, as is Wilhelm. We're still keeping that on. Okay. Let me pause there for a second. Actually, everyone else can catch up.
Well, let the other two get up. Yeah. Where do you want to? You want to be in
I
front
should
of me?
use
Just
this
in front?
too. We used it.
So up ahead, you do see this large open room that is partially the eastern wall is worked with beautiful murals of some form of cityscape. It's not one you recognize, but it is a city alongside a lake. And you see that the eastern wall is beautifully well worked. Some of the floor kind of radiating in a little bit of a hemicircle around that portion is worked. Other portions up near the entrance and up by the southwest corner are still kind of rubble and less done. In the center of the room, you see two statues, pillars, and the pillars have four statues kind of facing each of the directions that kind of attached to the pillar. You see an iris on a wall right here that seems to be pulsating, and that seems to be where the wind is coming from. Further south, you can see a door.
Well, if that's where the wind's coming from, we should get in there and take a look. anybody see any traps? And he'll start kind of eyeing the walls to see if there's anything here that's going to murder him.
Give me a perception check. No, I mean it's things are pretty. There is definitely some silver inlay on the floor, which seems surprising and valuable, but you don't notice any traps.
He goes, who would put a traps in place this nice? Come on. And he'll just start
Yeah,
walking in.
And right there, I will need to pause as all the statues come to life, not at all unexpectedly.
The
I was
statues to life?
kind of actually
It's
expecting like a
impressive. I'm actually
puzzle, but
mid-move.
all
Oh,
right.
there you
What
go.
would you kind of expect? You said,
I kind of expected a puzzle out of this.
yeah, there
I
probably
did
should.
too,
There
actually.
is information, but yeah, let me toggle them
Face the
in,
statue combat puzzle.
and let me
Oh, no.
toggle you all in. So
Uh,
you see 8 statues.
A lot of things.
They are a mix of all ancestries. Not all. It's mostly dwarf, elf, human, and orcish. You don't see many gnomes or halflings represented in here. They are all wearing what looks like very ceremonial armor. I mean, it's carved. It's not like they're wearing armor, but it does look like they're wearing ceremonial, fanciful armor. It's very ornate. You don't recognize it at all, but that's what you see here. And let me roll. Okay, I don't like. No, well again, we'll try this. If this goes long, though, I'm not interested in having this one go really long, so we might abridge this one if it goes astray. We'll see how it goes. We'll probably also do one round and then take our mid-session break. So, Wilhelm, you're up first. We are
All
unpaused.
right. Seeing all these statues start coming to life, he starts cackling to himself as he starts mixing some vials that start foaming and letting off some horrible looking gases. And then he is going to chuck a acid flask into the middle of them. So he's going to hit. Which one does he want? I think he's going to aim for. This one's 20. He'll go right for this one to start. The closest one to them all. This will be in his hand. Hopefully this goes better than the spiders did.
19 will
great.
miss. Oh, I did give a
So we're
bonus
gonna
hero
do
point to
some
the error for the first combat as well.
We're gonna do some splash damage here. So 3 acid on these 3.
Okay, I got that.
Nothing. Good to know.
Nothing.
And
Actually, is
then
that correct? Yes, that is correct.
I think it wouldn't get through the hardness yet. Acid was a possibility, but it
Yeah,
didn't seem
no,
to do
yeah.
anything. So we'll let's see with my last action here. Doesn't think. You know what? He's just gonna step a little bit away and let the other people get in the mix, so he hopefully doesn't go down again.
Okay,
That'll be all 3.
Seti.
Yeah, well, since it's my job to be in front along with the other one, I'm gonna we will stride to there, which I think lets our friend enlarge if they'd want. I'll try to kick off on Marshall Zara.
That's a critical success.
That doesn't matter. It's a success. But either way, the one right in front of me, then I will flurry. We'll try bludgeoning.
That is a hit. 23 against AC. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry. There's some weirdness with the damage. 21, and then the second strike there.
A 26 against AC is another hit. And I know these will combine for these purposes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my, that's pretty good damage actually.
Okay, and you're all used to how like the armor seems to flake off of this creature at this point. And it seems like it's still stone underneath, but it seems like it's lost some of its protection. The error.
All right. We're going to become big. And his opening move. He's going to throw the sword.
22 will hit. Of course, the sword is not returning, though.
Yeah. Well, the harpoon's two-handed, so
Okay. It does 13 points of damage. Not all of the damage went through. You're feeling like the spirit damage from the astral sword doesn't affect constructs.
And so that's gone now. I'm
You
gonna
have
change grip, make it two-handed now.
okay.
And that'll be my
That
turn.
will be your turn.
So T sees the sword fly over her head and just starts shaking her head, being like, oh my.
So the one right by Sadie is going to try to punch you. With a 27 against AC. So it does hit. It is then going to try to hit for 10 points of damage, and it's going to try to grab you. And fail. And it will then punch with a 22 against AC and will miss. Up next is another, whoops, what just happened? I think I
You
reset to the
beat them
top of the round.
all. Yay.
I reset to the top of the round by accident. Okay, now we have a different statues pretty far back. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10. So it double moves to there and will punch at Sadie once. And will miss. 20 against AC. Next one is another one. 5, 10, 15. This one gets 2 actions to punch at Sadie. A 28 against AC is going to hit. And it then goes for the grab. 9 points of damage. And it fails to grab you. Next one up moves to here.
I will
And
strike it as it's passing through.
okay, yep. .32 is going to crit it.
And it will disrupt the move. So I
So
think
it's
it's
back here. It will then keep moving. So a second action to get back to where it was. And its armor comes flaking off. It took all of that damage. It has 1 action left to punch you. It will hit with a 31 against AC for 12 points of damage. Has to double move to here. Also going for Sadie. 23 will miss. 5, 10. That one will spread the love. That one will go for the error. .28 against AC is a hit for 12 points, and it will try to grab you and fail. And one more before a party member gets to go. 5, 10, 15, 20. Going for the error. 1 punch, 1 grab. Oh, sorry, I don't have you targeted. 27 against your AC is a hit. For 12 more points of damage, and the grapple roll. No. I don't think. That's not going to grapple you. DaCosta.
All right. Well, DaCosta's going to come on down here. Down to here with one stride. Hey guys, what's going on? You've got to be kidding me.
Also,
Uh,
you rolled as error for that, so it got my roll.
Oh, yeah. I thought that
Oh
looked too
yeah, it
high.
would
I
have
thought that
failed.
looked. I was surprised. I thought the 17 was too high in the mod. It's normally
I'm
been
giving lots and
13.
lots of flame.
I also will give you a free perception check, DaCosta.
all right. Like a secret blind one, or just out in the open,
Uh,
or
out in the open's fine. You won't know what it's about, so if it's good or bad, you won't know what it's discovering.
I
You
see all.
you see some writing behind on this thing here. You think you'd have to be closer to read it. You don't know if that's gonna be helpful or not, but you can tell there's runic inscriptions on that pillar. And if you had a clear path to it, you think you could read it. It looks draconic.
Okay. Well, let me find someone to stab over here on my way by to read the post. My second action, like 15, 20, 25, 30.
I think you maybe yeah.
Let me get this to here. A little bit closer. I will try to run this one through on my way by to peruse the library
Okay.
while in between Sadi and myself. Nope.
20 will hit.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. 20 will do the trick. Yeah, yes. Find a crack in the back of this thing's
Not
statuary.
not all the damage went through, but it did a solid amount.
All right.
That was your turn,
That's
right?
me.
Yep.
Yep.
And the last statue will move up and punch DaCosta
Not now. I'm trying to read.
with a 26 against AC. Looks like it just barely
Ow.
gets you.
Yep.
And goes for the grapple. Whoops, 14 points of damage and the grab. And it misses the grab. And we are at the beginning of round two of this. We're in the middle of a combat here with the party against 8 animated statues that emerge from large pillars in the center of this worked stone room. It is Wilhelm's turn.
All right, let's take a look. There's not too much he can really do here in this situation, but until this clears out a bit, he's just gonna take. Oh, that was actually in the very back. That makes it hard. He'd have to shoot through quite a few with his crossbow. Okay, we'll move to get a better angle here, and then we will. Uh, why not? We'll just fast alchemy, another alchemist fire, and we will chuck it at the very back one that
The
is
back the
the
back injured
closest
one.
one to death. Yes.
Okay.
Slight range penalty to it, but
That's an easy hit. 24 against AC is a hit.
okay, 12 points on them. If anyone is broken around them, 3 points.
Nope, none of that gets through to the others. They all.
Is this one broken or
Oh, that one is. Yeah, why did that not go through? That should. There it goes.
okay?
None of
And
the
then
other ones
that'll
were
be
broken, so
all
hardness
three.
would block it. Okay.
Yep.
Sadi.
I think this is what we call a target-rich environment. I'm gonna flurry, starting with the flanked one.
That is a crit. Natural 20 for a 37 against AC.
assume I see it's yeah, flake away, I believe.
Yes.
So the second attack will go against it. Yeah, second attack will continue on it.
That's another critical hit because of the flanking. 25 against AC.
That's better.
That one is destroyed.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move as my next action. Can I get around this? Yeah, it looks like I can move
I would say that might need a tumble to get around that corner with the large pillars with where they're all standing. You can easily. I'm going to move
moving
the
there,
corpse out of the
basically.
way, but yeah,
Hanging.
you're going to have
Yeah,
to tumble
to
to
get
get
that
there.
corner.
Yeah.
Let me see if that makes sense then. Yeah, sure. Well, I'm not getting through.
Nope, you're stuck where you are. Luckily, they don't have reactions. You have one action left.
That interferes with what I was thinking of doing next. I will. I'm gonna try to tumble again.
Okay. That, I believe, will do it. Yes, that does it.
I will go to here. Yeah, so other way this time to give DeCosta a flank when they get over
Okay.
there.
The error, you are up. And you might be muted, but I see an attack, I see a hit, and I see a
Yeah,
target.
sorry, I forgot to unmute.
Yep.
With the mighty hurrah, he throws his harpoon at
Wait, I'm trying to see actually, which one do you have targeted? I don't see your color.
this one.
That one. Got it. Okay. 30 points of damage. Wow. Okay, not all of that got through, and its armor does not flake off yet.
And another one.
That is a 26. That to hit. That will hit.
Once again.
Now the armor is broken, and it looks near death. You have one action left.
Might as well try to kill it. Nope.
Nope. Okay. I actually want to keep things moving, so I don't think we're going to play out this fight much longer. You've seen what this fight has to offer. We can talk about it more in the debrief at the end. I will say DaCosta could have read next round as long as it stays open to get to that square. You would read, "Under the wings of Agalisar, all are welcome," in Draconic. And we'll say the rest of the fight happens because there's still a finale that I want to make sure we have time for. So this fight's over. Let me move them away. You're still in this room, which has a lot of things going on, though.
Did you see that?
Ooh,
I
tough
grabbed
fight.
that one guy and smashed him into the other one. It was great.
Yeah,
was
you
amazing.
better run.
You need a quick pick me up or something.
Barely
I guess there's
injured.
stuff going on in here.
Yeah, I'll look at people's health and take care of it. Let's explore the room now.
Yeah. So as I said, the features of the room, you have the worked stone, you have the mural on the northern eastern wall, you have this iris that seems to be emitting the wind, you have a door. What would you like to be
What's
looking at?
what is the mural of?
It shows numerous buildings on the shore of a lake. The construction style and motifs are not immediately recognizable to you. I can take architecture lore. I can take ancient history style lores, anything of that nature. The largest building does show an immense pair of wings emerging from the building.
I mean, I'll look underneath the wings, but I'll give you. Does untrained improvisation allow untrained lores? I believe still.
I think it does, as much as I don't like it. So I think for today I'll allow it. That might be a house rule in my own when I actually run the campaign, but
Would academia lore do the trick?
Academia
that should be
lore
2 lower.
could work. For 2 lower, that recognizes the library building as a building known as Traslim. It's a semi-mythical library that you've heard about that apparently is like the kind of this world's equivalent of the Library of Alexandria. It's said to have had a copy of every book, every scroll in the world. Modern day people think it never existed. It was last heard about probably about 1,000 years ago. And you don't know where it was located. Stories place it all kinds of different places. The academia lore from DaCosta would confirm all of that. I would say you think you recognize the architecture style. Um, as I said, it's not Woad Marches, it's not the fallen Southern Empire or the Northern Barbarian Kingdoms. You have heard of another kind of old ancient kingdom by the name of Thanathea that the architecture style seems to match. And the other thing that's surprising you, um, you're now noticing a couple of stony outcroppings or features on the shore of the lake that you think you've seen on the northern shore of the lake where your main settlement is.
Okay, so this
And
is an old depiction of what was that area.
guessing.
That's what it looks like to me.
I mean,
But
given the saying, do you see anything under the wings here?
I mean, the largest building, which was the library, seemed to have a pair of wings emerging out of it.
Yes, there's no like secret buttons or anything underneath the wings, basically, is what I'm looking for.
No, so actually that code word, if spoken, could have turned off the
Oh,
robots,
okay. Gotcha.
the guardians.
Fair enough.
Ah,
Well, and the winds coming out of this crystal thing, this gem.
Yes.
yeah, that's what Wilhelm's kind of come over to take a look
Yeah.
at. He's gonna do a full debrief this thing with his crafting and kind of look over it all.
Sure.
If
yeah,
you
let's
just turn
turn
that
that
off.
Mechanical way.
This
Yeah.
thing has sucked for long enough. Let's turn it off.
Give me a
Well, it's
crafting
actually-
check.
something.
It's
Okay.
blown for long enough.
Fair.
Yeah, you can tell that this is the source of the wind, and the during the surges, the iris slightly opens a little bit more and then closes. And you can see there's a strong icy purple light is all you can manage to see through during those brief moments when it's a little more open. It does appear to be relatively recently constructed. It does interrupt the mural. It seems like it showed no concern for the artistry or where this thing ended up, but the work itself was fairly well done.
Well, somebody else put this here. This isn't an original construction.
Really
Do you
interesting.
think
Can
there's
you
any
turn
way
it off?
to deal with it? Yeah. Is there any way for him to either turn it off completely or find a way to at least stop it for now?
Um,
I could break it.
you could try things of that nature. You don't
We
know.
break it. I'm worried it might just explode.
Yeah, maybe we
I'm
should
usually here
check the
for
rest of the
explosions.
rooms. If we don't know how to turn it off, maybe there's some instructions further in. There's just the one door out of here, it looks like. Is
Just
that
the
correct?
one door.
I'm sure there's nothing terrible behind this door. This place has been lovely.
Worst case, error. Me and you will break it. Don't worry.
Come on, error. Smash.
Oh,
What is error
all right.
smashing?
The door.
The door.
Okay. I
They
was not
need an
expecting
outlet.
that. Give me an
We need
athletics
to
check.
enter with, like, gusto.
Okay. That will
Kind of
smash the
admit, well,
door. That also sets off the trap that was on the door that no one actually looked for once.
Now,
I need reflex saves from all of you as a fireball explodes from the door in your face.
my best save.
So that
Wilhelm does a
is
backflip.
Sadie made a success, Wilhelm critical success. The error has a critical fail, and we're missing
Yeah.
someone.
I haven't
You haven't rolled.
done
Yeah.
mine yet. Yeah. Here we
Oh,
go.
actually,
Right,
don't you have a
modifier.
plus? Do you have a +1 bonus on magic? The
Uh,
error,
yes,
because that would turn
I'm
it into
actually
a
re-rolling.
regular fail. Okay, never mind. Yep. Oh, that's a success now. Okay, so it looks like no one failed. So Sadie, DaCosta, and Arrow take half of that in fire damage.
So my
And
success would become a critical
okay,
success.
so no damage to you. And you then hear like the screech of an alarm going off. And
Oh, let me take a look at that.
I'm going to actually
Move it.
pause you because initiative counts matter now. Even if I have not had my villain monologue yet.
You think you can
Good old
invent
mid-combat monologue.
Yeah.
We don't allow monologues
When
here.
when your players are bound to their turns and can't interrupt you.
Okay. DaCosta, have you rolled initiative?
Not yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's gonna have to
Okay.
talk fast as we move across the room as he's monologuing.
All right.
And how did his name get messed up? That's annoying. Okay. Lots of module issues I need to work through. Okay, so he is going to cast a spell. What does he want to start with? I guess he's going to monologue a little because he is first. It's a short monologue. Fools, all of you. You should have just waited for the creeping ice and death to claim you. But it's too late now. Even if you defeat me, you have sealed your doom. And he's going to put up, I think, this one. Yes, he summons a spiritual guardian next to himself. And that is only a 2 action, unlike most. And then he's actually going to move first and then cast it. Never mind. So he's going to move to there and summon in a spiritual guardian. Let me just find a ghost to use as the image. Ghost commoner. Good enough. And so his not custom artwork, but reasonably close to my vision for this character. Here we go.
Ooh.
It's not quite right. It should there would be a little bit of a ghoulishness about him.
He looks a little ghoulish to me.
A little bit,
Got a
yeah.
mask on.
Yeah. And the error, it is your turn.
So gonna move in.
And I will give you some box text once you get in the room, now that you can see what's happening here, before you make any other choices. This inner room is composed of 2 main areas of interest. To the north, an ornate worked stone library and research area. The shelving is full of books and scrolls, but it's apparent the passage of time has rendered many in very poor shape. A large desk covered in alchemical and magical instruments looks much more modern and sinister. Green, red, blue, and purple liquids and emanations surround the beakers and tubing, running to a ring-like bellow connecting to the iris by the door. A gaunt figure surrounded by pulsing runes stands by the apparatus. Under normal circumstances, that would have been the focal point of the room. However, your eyes are drawn, perhaps against your better judgment, to the large ice mound in the southern portion of the room. Deep within the ice, you see the form of a dragon. The entire right side looks normal, majestic, and beautiful, while the left side is a horrendous mix of exposed bones, sludge-like innards, and oily, tarnished skin. The dragon's nose and mouth are aligned with a second ring portal, and its breath appears to be the source, or the catalyst, of the rest of the magic occurring here. So, at least the error can see, again, not custom artwork, but reasonably close, other than not having a good side. And
Oh.
it is under at least a foot of ice. It does not look like it is still breathing as far as you can tell, but it does not look mobile. The error, you still have the rest of your turn left.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to be done. Well, with all that, he's just going to do the same thing as normal. First he has to rage, unless I got the quick tempered.
I thought
Yeah,
Remastered
rage with
gave you
initiative.
rage for free at initiative, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
but there was no enemies in
Oh, I'm
initiative.
not going
So,
to say that you lose that. Yeah, you can rage for free here. The order of
okay,
operations here is not gonna. I'm not gonna hurt you
apply
on that.
effects. Okay. How far can I throw something? I'm not really sure.
If it's an improvised weapon, or does it have a ranged increment?
It's the harpoon specifically.
Let's see. The harpoon says, does it have
30.
Range 30.
range
So
30?
it's up
So
to 5 range increments,
yeah,
right? I
so
believe.
up to 150 feet. Every 30 gives you a -2.
Okay. Well, that makes it easy. Well, I can't see these two because they're in the darkness. I don't have dark vision. Ah, big dragon.
That will miss. It it
Wow.
gouges into the ice, cracking some of the ice, um, but it does not hit the dragon.
And another go at it. Oh, no, we'll just become big, I think. Feels threatened, becomes large.
Wilhelm.
All right. Wilhelm turns towards DaCosta and says, "Oh, it's kind of a big room in there. Here, take this." And he's going to feed you a cheetah's elixir. I already have one in my inventory, so it'll be two, one to draw it, one to give it to you. So you can apply that
Okay.
to yourself. Yep.
What does this do? Quack. It
You
tastes
just feel a
up.
burst of energy. You
Why
can
does it
run.
taste
You got
like
10 more
mint?
feet. You don't like mint?
Why is it sticky?
Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. And then he'll, with his third action, let's see. He can't see anything. He's going to step into the room here. Sees there's a big dragon down there and a big bad guy up there. He takes a couple steps and hugs the wall in the darkness. And that'll be all
Sadi.
three.
I can't see anything right now, so I think we're moving into the room. See, I see, I see the barbarian throwing things at the big dragon. I'm like, error. I think it's the things up there. It's 5,
Oh,
10, 15, 20. There's this big contraption here. Is that what's here?
Yes, that seems to be, connected to the iris. That seems to be um, funneling, condensing somehow the dragon's breath and shooting it out that way. Is all you can tell from here.
5, 10, 15. It's about 30 feet, I think. Oh, actually, let me not go that far because reasons. Let's go to there for reasons. Kick off my martial stance for one.
Another critical success on that. You're doing well when it doesn't need to be criticals.
Yeah, yep. And then, so what's the thing? We see two things. Who is the one with the book, the floating book there? Is it the one on the left?
Yes,
And what's the one on the right?
it's a ghostly spectral guardian.
Yeah, okay. We'll try to intimidate the one with the book who is monologuing.
Okay.
Um, you know, using my muscles in a display rather than the usual. 28 versus will DC.
That will not succeed.
Okay. That was it then.
Okay. DaCosta.
All right. Well, let me get into the room and finally see what all this is about. Ah! Oh.
think you want to get that one. And maybe his ghost friend. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me. Let me see if I can do a little something with the guy reading the book. Just getting into here, realizing what's going on. Where is the dragon that was described? Now that I'm in here, I'm just looking.
To the
Oh,
south.
down
It is
south.
south.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stuck in ice. All right. I'm gonna target this fellow reading things and let's see if I can cool him down a little bit here. Let's see if a frostbite will do anything to him and his fine garb. The fortitude save on his side of things. He called us fools. Obviously, he needs to be put on ice.
Okay.
Interesting
Well,
choice. Dealing cold damage to the.
he has a success.
All right. Well, presumably there's some damage dealt to him.
This is going to be really odd. Let me do this the right way. There's some weird things happening. So he had a success, so he'd be taking half of that. But the guardian
Normally,
takes
yes.
it. The guardian takes it in his place, and the guardian
Oh,
takes it.
That's how you do it.
well, that's a neat trick.
Uh, the the dragon, nothing happens with. The ritual leader is going to sustain his spectral thing, which will move in front of him now. And then he is going to 2-action. You got close, Sadie. So we need a fort save from you. As he extends a finger, and a beam of void energy seems to come back from you to his finger. That is a failure.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Also, this is a 30-foot line, you know.
Oh, is it 30-foot line? Oh, that will also hit Wilhelm then.
Why'd you do that to me, buddy?
You're welcome, Wilhelm. I know you wanted
Need a
in on
fort save
this.
from you as well.
Why'd you do this to me?
Real friends get enervated together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a critical fail from Wilhelm. And
Ugh,
Sadi got
okay.
it to a success. Wilhelm got rerolled
I got to a failure at least.
Okay, so on a success, you have 2d8 persistent void on Sadi and 4d8 persistent void on Wilhelm, along with an extra level of drained. And that was his turn. The error.
And the air is looking at this jack and is like, wait, machine. He's going to try to break it. He's going to try to break this thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop the harpoon and use the oversized throw to attack that point there.
Sure. Give me an attack roll. I'm having to ad-lib this, but that's fine. That's going to hit. You're targeting the dragon, but yes, that will hit.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I
No problem.
can't
You can't target a
thing.
non-targetable thing.
Don't apply it to the dragon, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna say that's gonna be enough. I'll think about this more later, but for now, I'm going to allow that. Yeah, that machine is going to crumple. And let me turn off that light source. There we go. Yeah, the breath no longer seems to be being concentrated and siphoned. It felt like it was being captured by this and then somehow emitted back out on the table. Obviously, as a barbarian, you don't quite know how that was working, but you seem to have stopped that.
All right, save the town. Draws the long sword. Now for another guy.
And that was all your actions? Because oversized throw is 2, is that right?
Yeah, the oversized throw is 2.
Wilhelm.
Okay. Wilhelm being pissed off now that he's been covered in this crap is going to, let's see, what movement we got? He's going to get next to this thing here. And then with being 1 step forward, 20 feet away, why not? Let's light this guy on fire. He's going to quick alchemy a firebomb and chuck it at him. So this will be okay. There we go. Plus 16 to hit on this. Hey, not 20. Let's light him on fire. How dare he do this to me?
That is a critical hit. Let's see. And okay, so it intercepts 10 points of that, so it takes 10. The rest comes to him. And then I think the other 3 still goes to the thing that's defending him too. So that's kind of a weird double hit for him. Why does it
I'm
take
not
9?
sure. I don't think it does. I think it only can take damage by
Oh, yes,
absorption.
it can only 10. Yep. Okay, so it doesn't take any extra.
He's like, yeah, you like hurting people? Here's some fire, and he just it just like a conflagration explodes around him. And that's all 3.
Sadi. Oh, persistent damage on Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's fun.
Is that the word we're using?
That's the word we're using.
Okay. I'm feeling a little bad, but I think that DaCosta, you want to flank? You good, girl? You want that? Should I go around?
Sure, go for it.
It's always a yes.
I'll go the long way around, so I'm not provoking. I got enough move to do that. I'm assuming the ghost won't attack us. I'll stride to there. Actually, you know what? I am. No, I'll. No, I'm just gonna flurry now. We'll do the rest later.
That's a hit. Fairly low damage for you. Followed by another hit. So 30 against AC.
I don't know if these are combined for purposes of this or not, but
it's taking the full amount of damage every time, so you haven't noticed any resistances or weaknesses on
okay.
this creature.
Well, I meant with the ghost.
Oh, can we do that once per round? And
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then let's hit them lots.
I believe that's what it said. Let me double
remember
check that.
Sure.
Oh no, each time. That's right. Okay, so I need to take 20 off from him.
I mean, it probably doesn't have 20 left. I think it has like 40 in total, and it's taken a good amount.
Started
right?
with 50. Started with 50. It is down
Oh,
to
okay.
It's 50 HP.
Has 14 remaining. I'll let you know.
Okay, fair enough. I'll get it to Costa. And those aren't combined for purposes of that.
I don't think for that, no.
Like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Either way, the Costa's
Okay.
next. They can have a flank and
DaCosta. And your persistent damage too. You got rid of yours at least after you take your 10 points.
I'm going to zigzag in just in case this ghost wants to try and whack someone like me. And yeah, I'm going to face this guy here. Hello. I like your book. Is it written in Draconic? I saw Draconic outside. And I'm going to try and stab this guy before he goes into another monologue. 35.
That will hit.
All right, let's see how he fares against a rapier.
So 10 damage to the buddy. And 9 damage to him. I've applied it manually.
Curiously at the ghost. Not sure if I should feel bad about this or not, but I'm going to stab a second time. At the person in between.
That will miss.
That's not going to do it. Okay. Moving in and a couple of swipes. That's me.
Getting around 3, you hear a pained, ominous voice come forth from the dragon, speaking Draconic. So I think only DaCosta is going to know this. And you're hearing, leave. Can't resist the change. Need to be cold. Body heat is too much. And we are
It
on
needs to be cold.
and we're
Okay.
on to the ritual leader here, who is going to, you can tell the ghost is almost done. He'll sustain it 1 time to move it to here and use its attack action instead. Looks like I have to roll this one manually. That is a 37 against Sadi's flat-footed AC.
Yeah, that crits.
That crits, okay. And the damage in this, I think, wasn't that high, actually. It is 3d8 doubled.
That's okay.
14 points of damage from that. And he will then use a spell, or does he want to move out of this flank? He's not feeling that hurt yet, so maybe he'll use a spell here. This might be a good one. Yeah, he's casting a spell. Do you have any reactions to that?
Nope.
No.
A cloud of foul, blood-sucking mist emerges from him in a 10-foot burst. He's doing it point blank on himself. Creatures inside the area are concealed. We got to deal with this again. He'll put it there. And we need fort saves from the 2 of you who are living inside of this.
Living inside of this. That's me.
Actually, let me double check. Is he actually immune to this? He might not be immune to this. No, yes, he is. He is immune to this. Okay. So that's a fail from Sadi. It's a crit fail from DaCosta.
Yeah. Nothing I can do about that.
Okay. Here's your damage. So double to DaCosta. And is anything else happens? Nothing else happens. It gets and it gets it gets 21 temp HP from that. As you see the blood drain back into him. And this is sustained for as long as he sustains it. That was his turn. Okay. The error.
The error is with quick leap going to leap to hopefully here.
So 5,
Um,
15, 20. So you try to do a 30-foot leap, it looks like. So that's an athletics
Yes.
check, DC 30.
I also have a boots of bounding.
So I think that makes it DC 25 then.
Yes.
Oh yes, you get exactly where you want with as much flair and panache as you want.
Yeah. So he leaps over to here with his reach. He's going to hit him with the long sword as he's coming down. Ah!
I'm gonna give you a +2 on this to hit bonus as a.
I'm re-rolling that.
The +2, I think, turns that. No, oh, you're targeting yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That the +2 does not turn that into a hit. The +2 would turn it into a hit on yourself, but not on them. So maybe you're a little off balance from your jump, and you made the jump look easy, but you forgot about the swing at the end. You still have 1 action though, I believe.
Go for a second swing. And yeah, that looks right.
That will hit. A 30 will hit him.
And here's your damage. Sorry, friend.
He took all of that.
And no extra damage from the spirit, I'm guessing?
No extra. It's spirit. It's not holy. So
Oh, okay.
you wouldn't. Holy might, you don't know, but spirit by itself has no special interaction. Wilhelm.
Or
Wilhelm just calls out,
Get out of there, and he'll delay.
And takes your
I can't
40.
see them inside, so
Oh, true. And you take your 15
and so that
persistent.
well, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot it. It will trigger then, and then I will roll the recovery. Just to see. Nope.
Okay. Sati, you tell me when you want to come back in.
Yep.
Yep.
Sati will start with a flurry. Of course, that seems
Yep.
normal.
Oh man.
Also normal.
These
1 and
are
4.
yeah.
And
I
my
mean, either
next.
way, it wouldn't have mattered. You need flat checks though here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Everything's
fine. I missed
concealed.
twice. I
Yep.
will,
Yeah.
as my last 2 actions, I will ready to move like out of this area after DaCosta maybe takes their flanking stabs. So right after it's DaCosta's turn, basically.
Okay, so let's be careful though. So because the trigger has to be an observable action in terms of the universe, not in terms of play action. So you're saying you're delaying
After
until
DaCosta stabs, if
you're readying for.
as soon as he tries to do something, I will move.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, got it. DaCosta.
Okay. Yeah, I am gonna try and stab him a couple of times. Then I'm gonna get out of here because this thing took all of my blood, and I need that.
So give me a
So I'm
flat
gonna make
check first.
flat checks first, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, there's a handy dandy flat check thing right here.
And you will miss the first
Ah,
attempt.
he is invisible.
You will miss the second
I can't
attempt.
touch this guy. I gotta get out of this place. This blood cloud he's got me in. So I will. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just get over
Come
here.
to me.
And that will trigger your ready to action to move out.
Wilhelm called for you. Just a heads up.
Oh, then maybe.
I mean, I know you can heal. So
Yeah.
10 feet that way then.
Okay. Wilhelm.
How much movement do you have? Just a heads up. If you move to me, I can heal you.
Oh, okay, I was still thinking like this guy should be the focus. I can. Yeah, I've got 40 thanks to your cheetah
Okay. So
elixir. So.
as you get close, he's like, oh no, and he's gonna starts pouring all of these potions into each other. He's gonna use up 2 of his vials to do a double healing potion. So for 2 actions, 1 to create it, 1 to feed it, he's gonna give it to DaCosta here. So this will be 2 of these. So 3d6 plus 6, and then 3d6 plus 6. 15, 16, so 31 total.
Thanks.
got a battle medicine or something?
Yeah, he'll battle medicine. He'll battle medicine you and hope you can do a little something for him. He can do a better one. He'll do a DC 20 on you. So 26 healing. And that'll be all 3 of his actions here.
You see the dragon begin tossing and turning and flexing its wings, and you hear the ice beginning to crack. It is now this guy's turn, who um
Can he see through it?
he no. Um he knows people left.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is going to he's going to move out of it himself. I think he's going to drop sustaining both of his spells. So let me get rid of the 2. This is gone, and the ghost is gone. But that does leave him 2 actions to cast another spell now. And how about this one?
I don't like that I'm lined up with him.
This one would be good, but I think you want to do more about range touch. Yes. He's going to go for Vampiric Feast on the error. So give me a fortitude save. He reaches out to touch you.
This is magic.
This is magic. Oh, critical success. And that completely fails. He does not do a lot of damage to you. He does not drain any temp HP from you. So that was a bad turn for him. The error, you are up.
He's just going to like bash him over the head with a sword. Let's go.
24 will miss.
And one more.
27 will miss.
I'm gonna try for a demoralize.
Oh, and I think I missed his burning damage. Let me give him that.
Yeah, that's my crit burn damage.
And it recovered.
Oh, come on. It rolled 4 ones or 2 ones, I guess, and then doubled. Because is that how it works with
Let me
crit
see what it
damage?
rolled. Isn't it?
It's not rolling.
Yeah, it put on 2 times 2 damage. It didn't. Was it supposed to be a D something?
Let me just double check. You could be.
I
You
think
might be
Alchemist
right.
Fire
That
is a
might
flat
be
amount of
acid.
damage. Yeah.
That's the
Oh
acid
yeah,
is the
yeah. I think
dice.
it's
Yep.
flat. Yeah.
And then the demoralize is a success, so he is now frightened.
Just screams in his face.
Seti.
I battle medicined you last battle, didn't I? No, I didn't. So I think
I
you're
have
good.
godless healing, so I'm.
Oh well, it's an hour, but I'm trying to. I think it's been an hour since 2 flights ago. So yeah, I will. Murger. Are you still taking? Where are you? You still taking damage?
Yes, I'm still taking crit. I'm taking 4d8 every turn, and I'm at half right now.
Yeah, I'll drop a hand and try to battle medicine you, or I battle medicine you. Let me get that going.
Not to add urgency to the healing hug, the dragon's about to escape.
Thank you.
Yeah, then yep, perfect. And second meta action will be to stride. Target him and flurry one-handed, I guess. That's fine. I don't need 2 hands.
That's what elbows and knees are for.
That's gonna miss.
Nope.
2 misses there. Okay, DaCosta.
Okay. Yeah, DaCosta is gonna call out that dragon is getting angry and already
Ice?
warned us. I will move to. Yeah, I would charge across the room, kind of skidding to a halt over here to get around behind this guy. And I'm gonna try to run him through. He's gonna have a soft spot somewhere. Right about here where I think his kidneys go.
You completely miss.
This man has no kidneys. All right, let me give this a second shot then. Come on. I feel like just getting in and eliminating this guy and getting out. Oh, jeez. 25 does not do the trick.
No, it does not.
Okay, that was
Wilhelm.
my 3.
Wilhelm is looking around this whole area to see if he sees anything that can help with the ice, because he does not have any alchemical regents that can do anything with this. So he'll roll perception in this room.
Yes. The one other thing you notice, this other magic portal of some kind, or ring, this one looked older construction than this other one. It seems to be channeling cold.
Okay, so
You
nowhere
think if
near it.
maybe if you had a way to supercharge it, that might help if you craft something there.
Yeah, I mean, all he can do is try to get there next turn to do something then,
Yeah,
because he's only
fine.
got 50 total. So I'll count it out here. So we're going 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We'll go here. So we're still, we're not too close to it. Hopefully, if it breaks out, but that'll be all three. He goes running for this portal to try to maybe turn the cold down even more on it. I don't like this.
20
Damage.
points of persistent, and
It's
you
still
are
nothing.
still dying from that. And yes, the dragon manages to shatter the ice.
Yeah.
That was his whole turn, though. Up next, we have the ritual leader here, who is surrounded by all of you. Doesn't like this. Doesn't know what Wilhelm is up to. Don't think he's worried about that yet. Is a little worried about the dragon. He's going to use his quick leap ability. Moves half his speed, does not trigger reactions. And then he is going to, yeah, he's going to try biting the error. He's getting angry at you. 35. Looks like that is a crit. Awfully high. For 60 points of damage. And we do need 2 fort saves. Here's the first one.
Is it magic effect?
This one is not.
Okay.
You're fine. And here is the second one. Also not magic. And you're fine. You do feel your body briefly stiffening up as he bites into you, but does not seem to stop you. And he is then going to move away further. I guess he will might as well swift leap again just to avoid any reactions. The error, you are up next.
The enemy attempts to move away from you. So
This
I
does
can
not
use.
trigger reactions, so you can't use that one.
Damn. I was hoping the no escape. I can follow him. All right. I guess I'm going to move after him and just keep with him.
That was only one move though, right? So you still have 2 actions?
Yeah. 1 sword. Why is this not working for me?
He's hard to hit and you're not getting a lot of debuffs on him. Oh, and his frightened would have gone away as well.
Yeah. And the
I mean, he
second
had a debuff and we
round.
still missed, but yeah.
You missed by
Blank would be
1. I
good,
will
but
tell
he's
you that. You
jumping
missed by
everywhere.
1, so it was
Yeah.
close. If you'd been inside the martial aura, that would have been a hit. Okay, that's another miss. Sadi.
Sorry, move fit 20, 25, 30, 35. I'd like to get to there if possible.
Sure.
And that was one move. I will flurry, regrip 2 hands. And then flurry.
That will hit. With the first strike, 30 against AC.
Oh, and terrible damage, but that's okay. It hit.
Yep. You still have a second roll, and that one's going to miss.
Nope. Sorry, one action left. You're far away. I'm gonna step over to here just to give our ally better spacing and get further away from a dragon.
Okay, DaCosta.
All right, Costa will look up at the fight to the north, at the dragon to the south, All right, one thing at a time. And with the cheetah elixir, I can just get to here with one action. I'm gonna try and put my sword through this guy. He can't hold up forever. Leading the whole way in, coming away with a 23.
which will miss. And another miss.
Oh,
Wilhelm.
all right. Moral support.
Okay. Wilhelm looks over at this dragon, and as his like skin is starting to slough off, goes running towards it, knowing this might be the last thing he does. And he's gonna get close and try to crank this as high as he can and cool this dragon down. He'll roll his crafting check. Well, it's probably not gonna do it.
That's going to get you.
Right.
That's going to get
Very
you
point.
one extra round, but it's also broken the device, so you know you can't do it again.
And that's 2 actions. That's everything.
And there's your.
That's a huge damage roll. And that's still dying.
Oh, yep. Okay. I think at this point. Oh, yeah. So we're going to keep this going. The ritualist is up next, who is currently surrounded by the 3 marshals, while the dragon is being held in slumber for one more round thanks to Wilhelm's heroic efforts down south that might cost him his life. What does he's going to do this one? We haven't done this one yet. Let's try this. One living creature. I I think Sadi has hit him more than anyone else. So he is. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Once? Yes, that's correct.
Never mind. This is the 3 action version, which targets all living creatures in a 30-foot emanation. Rip the spirit. He begins pulling the spirits out of all 3 of you, and I will need a fortitude save from all 3.
It's definitely magic.
Yes, it is definitely magic. Save. So it's a failure from the error, a failure from DaCosta, a failure from Sadi. For 17 points of spirit damage, of void damage, and I think you are also. No, this one does not drained. The drained version is the 2 action version. Yes? Yes. No, there's no drain on any. Oh no, it is. If it fails its save, you're drained 1. So but that one does not call stacking. So if you're already drained, don't add it. If you're not drained yet, put drained on you, please. But that was his whole turn. The error. You are up next.
Getting really frustrated. He's going to pick up whatever this is and throw it at him.
Okay, you're throwing his throne at him. I got it. That seems very appropriate. And the throne didn't match the rest of the construction here. You can tell it was brought in or done later. Same as the altar you're right next to as well.
Ah,
That's going to miss, sadly.
but at
20
least it breaks the throne.
At least
So,
it broke the throne. Yes, the throne has been destroyed. Hulk smash.
yeah, so that probably dropped the sword. So he's going to punch him.
And that
Why can't it roll above a 10?
that would have hit on the first attack though, but it missed here.
Yeah.
Seti.
Would have. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll flurry.
That is a hit. 29 against AC. That is the AC. Of course, 27 with the flat-footed, so it's a little bit easier. That will be a miss.
Well, he's barely.
You cut out there, Seti.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot how to use push to talk. That's always good. I think let's get out of here. That dragon looks like it's going to wake up. A friend's dying. This doesn't seem like it's going well. And I'm going to stride, basically heading towards the door.
I'll get William.
DaCosta.
Ah, all right. Well, fine. He can stay here alone by himself. Let's. I'm just gonna trip this guy just to try and put him at some kind of extra disadvantage. If I can't actually connect with him, I'll trip him up. So let me get a. See if I can just put him on his. Nope, can't even do that. Okay.
Let me double. You actually tripped yourself.
Oh,
That's a critical fail.
Plus
How did
17. Okay.
I have him targeted. How could I?
I think you have to do a trip versus an athletics check.
Yes. Yeah. If you'd rolled a trip action, it would have said degree
Oh,
of
I just rolled
success.
the actual.
But his
Gotcha.
reflex DC is 32.
Okay, well that's a critical failure then.
So one
So
action
I
try to
will trip
trip,
his.
one action fall prone, or one action stand up, I assume. And what's your
Hang on 1 second. I think I can. Did I? I did. Okay. Well, I mean, I may be a clumsy idiot, but I can at least jump up quickly. I will kip up. Just get myself back to my feet as a free action. Does not trigger reactions. And
okay? You have 2
yeah,
actions left then.
yep. Screw this. Error. You're getting
Yes.
Wilhelm. Okay. Why am I not getting my distancing just to get out of here? Okay, yeah, I can get out with 2 moves then. All right. Enjoy your weird ritual.
Wilhelm.
Okay, let's try battle medicine. We'll go for the higher DC because it's probably not going to matter.
You're going to need it.
Yeah.
That's the higher DC success. Okay.
He should. Well, is godless healing only when other people give me the heal? It's +5.
No, it's everyone. But it looks
After an
like you
ally,
added 2d8
or
plus 15. It added the
yeah.
15, right?
So yep, and then it added the 15. Yeah, total. Okay, so and then he can go 25 feet or 50 total. So he can only get here. He's assuming he's going to be eaten by a dragon within a turn. And that's everything.
Okay. And also here's your persistent damage from the innovation. You took 12 more. Did you get rid of it this time?
Only took
You did get rid
like
of it.
6 turns.
Yes. And it is the dragon's turn. This, I believe, was the first turn it gets to do something. This was not the
No,
extra
it's
hibernate.
actually
Or is this
the extra
Oh yeah, this is
turn
the
that
extra
we
hibernation
get.
turn. That's right. Okay, so nothing happens from it. The leader is up next. You're still here. What does it want to do to you? I had a plan, but I thought you were going to be gone. I think he'll. What does this one do? No.
What does this one do?
Um. No, that's not fun. Yeah, it's going to do what I had him planned to do initially. He's casting Wall of Flesh.
You?
20-foot tall wall, straight line, 30 feet long. It is placed up to 60 feet away, and he is going to try to lock you all in here with him. Or not all of you, just those of you who have not gotten away yet. So basically, there's a wall of flesh there, and it will be which variety does he want? He wants the arm variety. So any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of it must attempt a reflex save. It doesn't happen immediately, I don't think. Yes. So any creature that ends its turn will try to be grappled. And it has 1 action left, and he is going to, with that 1 action, try to bite at the error again. 27 against AC is a hit for 28 points of damage. And we need the double saves. First save against a disease, second save against the paralysis. You have contracted ghoul fever. And how about the second
Yay.
save?
It seems like not primary
Just the
right
same
now.
one again?
It's there was the two. Oh, did you not? I guess I didn't give both links. I messed that up. Here is the second one. And you're not paralyzed, so you got that going for you. And it is your turn.
I'm guessing the wall is a concentration or whatever.
Not yeah, Pathfinder wouldn't have it that way. The walls tend to be permanent. Don't even need sustained.
All right. He's gonna 40 feet of movement, so I can't see how much that is for some reason.
Let me measure that for you and check. Oh, it's 40 feet to where you have right now. So you're 1 shy of the wall at 40 feet. 45 feet to get
Okay,
next to the
that's
wall.
fine. I have range, is what I was hoping for. He's going to throw an oversized throw at the wall. I can't select the wall,
That's
so
fine. Yep.
I'm going to just self-target.
Yep. The wall I know.
AC 10.
AC 10. Yep. Should have
I
object
wouldn't say it's immune
immunities.
to crits.
It has
Oh.
object immunities, which makes it immune to crits usually. So that's still a hit. Do your damage. And that gets about a third of the way through the wall with that first hit. If you have a second one.
It was 2 actions.
That was 2 actions?
Yeah.
Okay. Seti.
We're going to go flurrying against the wall.
That will hit. And that will hit. You're punching a wall full of arms. And we have done...
Oh my god, that was
You've done
awful damage.
23. You've done 46 points. It's about 2/3 destroyed. You have 2 actions left.
Yeah, we'll swing again.
That will also hit.
Wow, this is not good damage. Okay.
61 points.
Yeah.
You're starting to see your way through, but...
I'm seeing that they look bad, so I will take my last touch and just swing. One last time.
Okay. That's another hit.
There's a damage that's good.
And that will destroy a 5-foot section of the wall. So the section right in front of you is
And I
gone.
have to squeeze through, big
Yeah,
big
he
guy.
can definitely squeeze. Yeah. The wall is going to try to grab you because you ended your turn next to it. So it's going to try that. And I need a reflex save from you. I don't have a macro for this one. You are not grabbed. DaCosta.
All right. Well, I don't know if I can actually cut everyone else out in time, but my plan was to get to here and do the same thing, try to pry the hole open.
A 5-foot section
Yeah.
is open enough. I don't think
Yeah.
you can get a 10-foot section in one turn. So just for your own knowledge, that's what you would probably know.
Oh, okay. In which case, I will just drop back to here and I will ready an action to get out of here once I know that everyone else is through, past the wall.
Okay. Wilhelm.
Okay. Seeing the horrible condition Error's in, he's going to step close, and he hasn't battle medicined for an hour on you, so he will do the 20 and pray he doesn't mess this up. Okay, that'll
You're
be
still
23
getting it.
healing for you.
Yep.
And then he is going to, with his 25 feet, go running through the hole. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's all 3.
Okay, the dragon is up next. And now it gets a full turn. And let me see here. So its speed, 140-foot fly speed. It is going to come try to nuke the caster first. And Draconic Frenzy, which is 2 claws, 1 tail. Opens up with a crit for 60 points. Second claw. Another crit. And it lashes its tail, sending the corpse of that caster flying across the room at you all. You're pretty sure it's still not your ally, but it was more angry with him first. The error.
The Error looks
Yeah,
back
there,
at it
big
and
guy.
goes,
Yeah.
uh, well, this is the big climactic battle, and I'm never going to play this character again, so we're going to Titan Wrestle.
What area?
Okay. Let's see. Actually, did he have a reaction? Not to that. Nope.
All right. It doesn't matter what size this is, because I am 2 sizes, within.
Yep.
So we're going to go for a grapple.
I'm going to allow it, even though I think you would have to target him and you can't see him, but I'm going to say you can tell where it is. So you don't need to make a
Yeah,
flat check for it. Go ahead and give
Alright.
me your athletics check.
Let's go.
A 28 will not grapple him. It was not a critical fail, at least you know that. But
All
you
right.
failed to grapple. You have 1 action left.
I guess we go for a trip.
Okay. That
That's
will
still,
also fail.
yeah. All right.
Okay. At this point, we also are near the end of the session.
You
And
guys go. I'll get
I want to
this.
save some time for us to have our debrief.
That's fine.
So we will.
I mean, in fairness, Sati was going to step through the door, close it, and run away at this point.
So we will
but yeah.
we will
Okay.
end this session here with the heroic sacrifice of the error, keeping Agilisar busy while the rest of the party escapes. And what that would
Yeah.
mean for the campaign, who would ever know? This was a play test.